This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and what I have for you today is the Iseo model R9 Dimple lock that was sent to me by Bosnian Bill over in the Lock Lab. So Bill, thank you very much for all the locks you sent my way. This is a really complex looking key. If we take a look at it, you can see three separate sets of bitting. We have these 6 pins here, the 3 on the side, another 2 on the bottom. But all we really need to pay attention to are these 6 pins right here. They're the only active pins. Everything else on the lock is passive. So what we're going to do is see how hard it is to pick those 6 pins open. And then of course I'll take it apart and show you what's inside. Let's put some tension in the side there. We do have one small issue. There's a piece of warding hanging down on the right side of the pins there. Might make it a little bit hard to lift up the higher cuts, but what I'm going to do is use a curved flag. I guess let's zoom in for just a minute. You can see that flag has a bit of a curve there. It allows me to reach around the warding, so hopefully we won't run into any problems with that. Okay, let's see what we can do to open this guy up. Using pretty stout tension right now. Pin 1, got to click out of him. Pin 2, binding, got to click there. Pin 3, click there. Nothing on 4. Pin 5, click there. Pin 6, also binding, got to click out of him. Okay, back to the beginning. Nothing on 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, maybe I overset something. Let me let a little tension off. Yep, that's exactly what happened. I overset one of the pins. Okay, that's probably the easiest it's ever been for me to open this lock up. I've opened it a few times and I always required at least a couple times through the pin stack to open it up. But I guess we just got lucky this time. Let's take this guy apart and see what's inside. I know I've seen some some false sets and counter rotation in this before. I can only imagine just the way the binding order worked out this particular pick. We didn't run into any of that, so we got pretty lucky. Let's get this clip off the back, and then I need the key and a follower to open this up. Okay, we have a few sets of bitting here, and I don't want to lose any of them. Let's start by dropping the bottom ones out. There should be at least 2 pins on the bottom. And one of them's being a bit shy. There we go, we got them both out. And in the process, I lost one of the pins from the side. Okay, let me move the bottom pins over to slot 8. Then we'll put all the side pins into slot 7. And looks like we got all of them there. Okay, now for the main active pins. Okay, slot 1 is standard, same on 2, 3, 4 is spooled, 5 is standard, and 6 is standard. Okay, let's arrange these and then I'll get the driver pins out. Okay, number 1 is a spool, 2 is standard, 3 is a spool, 4 is a spool, 5 is a spool, and 6 is a spool. And the springs, they're all the same. There's nothing special in there. Okay, well, I almost feel like I cheated you there. The first couple times I picked it, we went into a false set and had to set at least one of the pins, but not that time. So I guess that just goes to show on some of the nicer locks, the tension can really affect the bitting. And it can affect the binding order. And in this particular case, it really seemed to help us out. I think that was probably the stoutest tension I've ever used while picking this, and that seems to be what this lock liked. Okay, let me give you a close-up of these pins. Okay, as we can see on the key pins, all standard except for number 4, which has a spooled top, and then we are alternating driver pins, spool standard, spool standard, spool standard. Then in slots 7 and 8, we have all of those passive pins. And then moving over to the core, let's see, we can see, okay, this is the slots for the bottom passive pins. These are the slots for the side pins, and you can also see some drill protection up in the front of the keyway there. And then these are the slots for our active pins. There's 6 of them, and you can also see a ball bearing there. One other note for the key, you can see there's some milling right on the bow of the key over here. And I wanted to note that was because it's nothing from the factory, it's because the person who sent this lock out originally asked that the serial numbers be covered up. So what I did is actually just mill them right off, so it won't be a concern when I pass this on in the future. That's all I have for you on this Iseo model R9 Dimple lock. Bill, thank you very much for sending this my way. To everyone else, if you have any questions or comments about this, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, have a nice day. Thank you.